Okay, I wanted to go over a video here on the gold trade, and we're out of gold on the call options with about 26% gains. I had a reader email me that yesterday before the close because it did reach the stop point just barely. And what we have here is the daily chart of gold. And I actually realize you can't see the mouse too well on the video, so I am aware of that, even though I can see the mouse. I don't know why it doesn't actually show up on the video. So what I'll do is I'll just sort of hover over and you'll be able to see uh, these yellow boxes that come up, and then you'll sort of know where I am on the chart. But as you can see way back here, this was a huge run in gold, and we got the last part of this um, late last year. And then it entered the cloud over here. And I was basically saying to get out right here the day after the high. It was just way, way, way too extreme. It wasn't necessarily a stop point. It was just a point where I thought it was just getting too crazy. And when things get too crazy to the upside, they'll also get too crazy to the downside too. And then I basically just avoided gold for about 4 months now. And then we got this last trade here. I avoided gold when it was in this pink cloud here, and then when it broke out here, this is when I didn't just look at the daily chart here. This is when I thought, okay, now it's the time to start looking at other charts. So here's the 60-minute chart I'm bringing up here, and back here this was the big mess in the other pink cloud, and so now we broke out and things looked fine, and they kept looking fine, and I wanted to get out. Kind of broke the Tenkan line, which is the turning line, and the Kijun line, which is the standard line. And this is the 60-minute chart, but what I was really looking at was the 30-minute chart, and the reason is because the more and more you go, the more and more you stay in a trade, the longer you're in, you kind of have to start looking for shorter time frames, especially when you're trading options because of the time value and the volatility that's in the options. And there are also emotions in the options. Once something starts moving, the option may not move right away, and then it starts going, and then when the trade is sort of on, then the options kind of get this gain, and then even if it consolidates throughout the day, the options will then tick down in price as the momentum in the gains slow. So let's look at the 30-minute chart. Here's the 30-minute chart. Um, for stocks only, we are still in gold because what I wanted to do with gold was just trade the cloud on the 30-minute chart. We had enough of a gain already. Let's just go with the cloud here. And as you can see, we could get down to about 112.5. I put the stop at about 111. Could probably raise that a bit now to 112, which would guarantee a gain if there weren't any gap downs or anything like that. But for the options, there's just no way I'm going to stay in here. 114 down to 113. It's already gapped down to 112 in the 112 area because of London. And so that's where we got out of gold. When I put the stop points in the daily updates, it's a little bit of an art because you're trying to figure out where it may break down during the day, because if you just go vertically down, the stop point would probably be a bit further away. But if you kind of anticipate some volatility in there, so if the stop point is triggered, just verify with the chart. It's probably going to be really, really close. Could be a few cents off, maybe 10 cents or so. But if gold breaks, like yesterday when it broke the Tenkan and the Kijun, and then you had this candle here, completely breaks it by a candle, then that's pretty much the time you're going to get out of the trade. And we did. And now gold gapped down, and it's really funny. I brought up an article. I'm just going to have to bring this into where the video is capturing. And this is from early in the morning. Gold falls from 4-month high in London as dollar decline stalls. So, you know, it's a lot of fun when you take your profits, and then the news comes out the next day, and you're right, all because you use the technicals. And a lot of these people that write these news reports are journalists, and they have a job, and they're always trying to determine why things are happening. But when you're determining things in advance, that's how you can make the money.